So you're from Ohio originally. Would Bone Thugs and Harmony outsell today's artists if they were just coming out? Yes, no, sorry, maybe.
Oh.
What's going on, guys? It's your host, D Boogie Brown of Creative Chronicles Podcast, and we are here with another great episode, man. Look, I cannot wait to even get into this one. Longtime friend of mine. I have so many great things to say about this young gentleman. Raph Miller's in the building, y'all. Let's get it. Man, listen, Raph. Hey, look, we like the freestyle. We're so creative. We're so in the production field. You just start clapping. It's like the automatic.
We'll just throw it in post. Throw it all over the top of it in post.
That's exactly what we do, y'all. That's exactly what we do, man. Raph Miller, my brother, how you doing today?
Great to be here.
Look, hey, man. Like I said, man, I'm going to say this again. I have so many great things to say about you, brother. Like, you know, we've been through the ups and downs, the struggling artists, and, you know, just all these different things. And it's like, it was well paid off, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But before we get into that, man, you know, tell the audience a little bit about what you do as a creative, man. What's your creative gift to the world, man?
Man, so I've been shooting for a while now. It's been close to a decade, but we've just developed into like something much greater. Like now I'm producing a fencing platform, and we're just like all over the world just filming like fencing competitions, like hiring a lot of creatives that are looking for just an opportunity in order to show what they got. And it's a beautiful thing, but really right now I'm producing, you know, editing, videography, photography, you know, we're doing graphics, we're doing cover art, we're doing everything. We're doing everything. It's just like at this point, if you're like really into just like developing yourself and growing your abilities and building on your skill set, you end up in a place where it's not just like one thing, you know? So right now we're doing it all.
Oh my goodness, man. And it's been a journey, man. So the thing is, I want to, you know, the audience now has like an idea of all of the things that you're doing as far as the fencing world. Let's bring it back, right?
Yeah.
Let's bring it back.
We'll take it all the way
Let's
back.
take it all the way back, right?
Yeah.
So when I met Raph Miller, you know, phenomenal photographer. Like, stands out, the creativity, the art. And of course, like, you know, I will be tagging some of his photos so y'all can see what I experienced. Like, you know, I'm talking about fashion photography, like, you know, fitness photography. He does it all, guys. So the thing is, I want to go back into a younger Raph Miller. What actually inspired you to start photography?
Man, so I was in college, like freshman year, and I tried to, you know, get into like YouTube back then. And so I had like, my mom, she had gotten like a camera for her birthday, and but she wasn't gonna like use it. So I just like took it to college with me. and
So you basically stole the camera?
I took my mom's camera.
Or borrowed it?
I borrowed my mom's camera. I don't think she really ever got it back. I owe her one. I owe her a camera. But yeah, so I took it to college, and I was like, during like a break, I was like trying to do like YouTube rant videos when they were popular and everything. And eventually it just like, I got to a point where I was like, man, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm not like, if I don't have the vision, I'm just not gonna continue. So I just decided to like start taking photos. So, you know, it just started with like landscape stuff before I got like into a rhythm of like networking with people. So I had this one girl, she's her name's Hannah. She lives in Hawaii now.
Nice.
But she was like my first ever model, and we did a photo shoot, and it was nice. Like even when I look back on it, it's like obviously like I know where my mistakes were, but I was like, for the first shoot, that was like really good.
That's fire.
Oh, okay. For the first shoot, I was like really, really good, and to the point where it became a thing where I ended up getting reached out to by a model agency, asking for an internship, and that turned into me just like shooting models frequently. Like every single week, we were doing photo shoots and different concepts and everything, to the point where people started hiring me, and I got on like Thumbtack and started thinking like, okay, this is gonna be one of those things that I'm gonna just keep doing because I'm getting good feedback from it. And then from there, I met Rachel. I mean, there's like a lot that happened in between, but I met Rachel Simmons. Shout out to her.
Hey, shout out to Rachel Simmons,
Big boss
man.
lady.
Yeah.
She brought me in and said, hey, like, we want to like train you. Like, and she gave me, well, this studio, if people don't know, like has a long history.
Absolutely.
And this studio, like, I was able to train under like a really, really, really talented photographer who just didn't like fully capitalize on things, but like that doesn't mean that the talent wasn't there. And so he trained me. We reached out to agencies, they sent their models over, and that just like blew up from there. So yeah, like that's the start to it. But if you notice, like things were just really random. Like it wasn't like I didn't reach out to people. Like people found me just off of the work.
And that's an interesting point in itself, is with with being a creative. Like a wise mind once told me, you're only as good as your last piece of work, right? So with people reaching out to you, that means that your work was pretty good. Just off of your work, not knowing you, not any type of relationship previous to that, that's a big deal. That lets you know, I feel like for creatives, right? That lets you know if you're headed in the right direction. If people are hiring you just off the sole fact that your work is good.
Yeah.
That's so great, man. So I want to roll into the next thing, right? So as far as photography goes, I know that you have all types of publications, right? Tell us a little bit about some of your accolades and some of your most fond and thought about shoots that's your favorites.
Man, I mean, I would say that the thing that gave me the most like confidence in my photography was I would say the photo Vogue like publication. Like just being like recognized by a publication as being a worthy photographer to like be on their site and stuff like that. Like that felt like, okay, I think I got it. Right. And so there's a lot of other publications through like local Atlanta publications that would request like photos and stuff like that, and those were great. And even like shout out to Joanne, she got me a publication in this wedding it was like a wedding dress publication and everything, and we did like a whole shoot like in some like field, and it was like the sun was behind the backlit, and just beautiful portraits. And I think for me it wasn't the publications that like really like gave me the feedback. It was just like the connecting to people that like made me want to like keep going, because for me like it was the interpersonal relationships that I was getting from it that was like making me want to continue, because I was adding value to other people's thing. So like the publications were great, but at the end of the day, like unless if you're a little bit of game, but like if you're like wanting to get paid publications from like high end fashion editorial stuff, your best bet is to intern under a photographer who is already doing that.
Game! Look, if y'all didn't catch that, rewind it, bring it back. That was a whole thing right there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know that. I thought I was like, no, I'm just like good enough to, but it's the connections. It's having your face being in those spaces and shaking hands with the people that can give you the opportunities. But if you're, just shooting people that just hire you for photo shoots, like, you know, $500,000 here, like 3,000 there, like that's great. But if they're not like the people in those circles,
Right.
you're not going to get those opportunities, because in general, like that's just not how it works.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. And to your point on that, I solely believe that to get new opportunities and kind of build your brand, I noticed that all of the, I guess I would say, upper echelon people that's in the industry and our brightest minds, they understand the power of relationships.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean? A wise mind once told me is that relationships are stronger than like money itself.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Having a good relationship with someone could take you way through the roof.
Yeah.
So it's good that you say that, man, and I love that point. So I want to talk about, today's your birthday. Happy birthday,
Thank
by
you.
the way.
Thank you.
I want to talk about something that inspired me, you know, a journey that you took. You know, somewhere around this time, about 3 years ago, you had took this leap of faith for your family.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to my nephew Ryu, man. Hey, man,
Yeah,
that's my
shout out to
nephew there,
Ryu.
man. So, could you tell our audience a little bit about your son making this change on your life and how you stopped your career and put it on pause and moved to another country to have your son? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So it was like February of 2021, and I got the news that I was gonna have a son, or a child at that point. And you know, for me, like I was, you know, shooting often and everything, and it was good, but I wasn't really like hitting those checkpoints that you want to hit at that point. And so really, like when he came into the picture, it like made me hustle a lot more. And I was like, okay, I need to figure out not necessarily not just what I want to do, but I need to see what the market wants from me as well. So like I didn't necessarily put my photography on hold as much as I just like kind of transitioned into a new form of media. Right. So I picked up the camera, turned it to the video mode and everything, and just started learning how to really take videography to the next level for myself. And then I got opportunities from there. But during that time, we were trying to figure out, you know, because this is during like the COVID era. Yeah. And I was like, my partner Raven, Sunray.
Shout out to Sus.
Shout out to Sunray.
Hey.
You're gonna find out about her soon.
Very soon.
So what we decided to do was, because they weren't Sunray wanted to have a natural birth, and they weren't offering that at the time. So beautiful. We looked at our options, and Mexico was like the best option for us to have a natural birth. And we're not going to go too deep into the reasonings of why we didn't want to go with the medical system in America.
Absolutely.
But we decided to go down to Mexico, Tulum to be particular. And what happened was we got a little like house, coconut trees in the front yard, papaya trees in the backyard, like an hour walk to the beach. And it was like a complete change of like my reality. And I was hesitant at first, but when we made the first trip down there, and Sunray has family there, so it was just nice to like know that we weren't just gonna be alone. And I was like, man, I'm gonna miss out on a lot of opportunities here. But I had just got a client that, and you know, also start doing retainers.
He's dropping more gems, y'all.
But I got a client on retainer, And so it didn't really matter where I was as long as I could get back to Atlanta to shoot with her. So we went to Mexico, and I was like, I'm gonna try to do business in Mexico. I just didn't know enough Spanish, business like Spanish, in order to solidify deals, and I also wasn't familiar with like the budget in that area, because I'm thinking like, oh, I'm gonna charge them the same prices that I'm gonna charge in America, and that's just not how it's gonna go.
Absolutely.
So I lost some opportunities there, but again, like we had a client that was keeping us afloat.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I think
So I wanted to. So you took the words right out of my mouth of my next question. I wanted to give the audience an idea. I wanted you to say, like, kind of just give us your input on how different the market is in Tulum, other than Atlanta or just America in general.
I mean, it was like so you got to think certain areas are going to have more opportunities for certain types of like photography and videography. So in Tulum, because they're building a lot, it's real estate. Like, so if you have a drone, if you do real estate photography and videography, that's going to benefit you a lot more. Also weddings, like destination weddings were like big there too. So we got like some connections there, but it was, especially when you're moving into like a new market and everything, there's like the big dogs in the market that are getting a lot of the business. So if you don't actually like do your research and understand like what are they charging and how can I be competitive with them, then what's going to happen is you're just not going to get any business. So yeah, like when we went down there, like again, we had a client that kept us afloat, but we were trying to figure these things out, and we just weren't as quick to move, just because everything was so like, having a kid is like, there's a lot. And then because we wanted to go fully natural, we had a doula, the best doula in, I would say, just the Americas.
Hey, yo.
Like Sabrina is like,
Shout out to Sabrina.
Shout out to Sabrina. If you know, you know. You probably don't, but it's okay. But if you are looking to get a just amazing like wealth of knowledge when it comes to natural birth and the process and understanding like what you need to do as your role in the whole thing, she was amazing at like just giving me and Raven the knowledge to do that.
Absolutely. So I want to go into this next thing, right? So and it's great because like, bro, like I'm just so inspired, by this story, man. And now I want to go to the next chapter. I want to ask you, what are some of the difficulties that you go through as far as being a creative and a father?
Excuse me. Some of the difficulties that I go through, even like today, it could easily just be like time management and understanding like where to place your focus at certain times and understand. So for instance, I might like wake up early, like 6 to 8 a.m. to try to like get some work done before the baby wakes up and everything. But sometimes the baby just decides to get up early, right? And so now you have to like make sure the baby's taken care of. If your partner needs to sleep in a little bit more, because mothers need their rest.
Right, absolutely.
Like, and you're able to grant them that, like that's amazing and everything. And when Raven or when Sunray's up, like we're like, she's taking care of everything, and she gives me the space that I need in order to get the work done. But amazing. That transition, like from like being the parent and then going into like the working space, it takes a little bit of time to get your brain like back into that mode. So that's one challenge, and the other one could just be like finding a babysitter when with networking is very important.
Absolutely.
So like I've like been blessed to not have to go to a lot of networking events to get opportunities,
Right.
but that might not be the same case for everybody.
Absolutely.
And even then, like sometimes I just want to be out,
Just a break,
just
yeah.
be out, and like I'm an extrovert, so I want to like be around people.
Absolutely.
But what I find is I find myself sometimes just like wanting to seclude myself with my work, and even then like I can overthink the process of like what it takes to like get stuff out to people, and overthinking like, is this good enough? Like, is the market going to respond well to this?
Right.
And that like fear of the market not responding is, I think, something every creative can like relate to.
Yeah.
But the thing is like you're never gonna know until you ask the market by putting this stuff out. It's like you got to put it out. Like the market's not gonna be able to give you any feedback if you don't like give it the opportunity to. And even if their market isn't necessarily like really fond of what you're putting out, just then and there, one, you have to ask yourself, am I consistently putting stuff out? And then if you are consistently putting stuff out, then you can like look at what has been performing well and what hasn't been performing well.
Right.
And then that's what you need in order to make the adjustments.
Whole lot of game. Man, look, Raph, this interview is going so great. Let's go ahead and take a break from this great interview. Let's do a quick shout out to our sponsors at Wandar. Look, y'all, we are here at Creative Chronicles Podcast with Raph Miller. Man, we'll be right back, y'all. Y'all hang tight, all right?
Wandar. Discover a vibrant network of artists, designers, DJs, photographers, and other creatives in your community. For clients, explore, find, and book creatives in seconds. For creatives, exceptional scheduling and booking platform. Wandar, connecting clients with creatives in your community.
Hey, what's going on, guys? We are back. I am your host, D Boogie Brown, and we are here at Creative Chronicles Podcast. We just took a moment for our sponsors over at Wandar. We want to give a special salute, a special shout out. Hey, Raph, what you think about Wandar, man?
Wandar is amazing. The ability to connect the creative with the client is something that we've been wanting forever.
Oh, man.
So I'm just happy that there's a application that does it as seamless as Wandar.
Oh my goodness, man. You said it, man. You said it. It's just time, man.
Yeah.
It's just time. Like the thing is, everyone wants to be, a creative, but they don't want to do the business side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The business side is always hard for us because we want to just focus on the craft. But now with Wandar, you got an application there that can handle all the business for you.
Exactly. It takes that worry out of your head. It's like all in the app for you.
There we go, man. There we go. So we are back, man. Look, it has been a fire podcast interview with my brother here, Raph Miller.
Yes.
Look, man, there was a few things that I want to touch on. Like, we really got to get into this USA fencing thing.
Oh,
man. Look, I have personally had the opportunity to travel the world with you. We've been to Peru, we've been to Milan, we've been to Phoenix, and so many other places that we're going this year, this upcoming year, 2024. So tell us a little bit about this USA fencing deal that you're now working.
Man, so the platform is Fencing TV, and that's essentially where we're putting out all of the fencing content, but we're partnering with USA Fencing, which is essentially the MLS of fencing, right?
And explain to them what MLS means.
Oh, the Major Soccer League, the
NBA
of fencing. That might be better, NBA. Right. So, yeah, they're like just so like well put together and put on these amazing tournaments all throughout the U.S. and to see like how like just solid their team is, just to see the competition. These people are so passionate about fencing, and when you're there and you're witnessing the screams, when you're witnessing a men's saber fencer like fly through the air to get that touch, like you're realizing like these people are real athletes. Absolutely. And they're doing this like they're doing this like full time. If not, they're in college and they're doing it like with the college stuff, which is amazing to see, like the dedication that goes into something like this. And it's a like the technique, it's like everything is just so precise, like so well thought out. Like these people are masterminds.
Oh, absolutely.
And I just want like the world to understand how big this sport could be. All we just need is some eyes on it.
There you go. There you go.
It's like when you're there and you're witnessing the passion, these people like get a touch and they get the gold medal and they're screaming at the top of their lungs.
I love it. I love it.
It's something you've never seen before. Like
Yes.
it's like LeBron like dunking at like the last minute, and
Absolutely.
and it's like to see these people do this at the level that they're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I was fencing against them, like sword fighting against them, like I'm done. I'm finished.
Absolutely. It's so crazy, Raph, because now that me and you, we literally walked into the sport not knowing much about it.
Nothing.
And now, I don't know about you, but I know if I could do it all over again, I would have played fence. I would have fenced. You know what I mean? Like back in high school, and I'd have grew up fencing because now it's like this is a sport of intensity.
Yes.
It's crazy competitive.
Very.
And the thing is, like you said, like people don't even understand the athletic ability that you need to even fence. Like it's not like you're just standing there just waving a sword. This is like real life focus, concentration, and then it's like also as well, it's like the tip of the blade is so small to where like you gotta move a certain way.
It's like
It's a whole thing.
and the different blades like require a different technique. It's
Yeah.
like, and then like the pace of it, like like a saber fencer, it's like you're in there like you're not like you don't really have time to think too much about it. Like these people are just like masters with the sword, and I wouldn't face any of them.
Right, monsters, right?
I wouldn't give them a chance.
They're monsters, man.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just touch on that because that's something me and you are currently working, and I'm just proud and also as well humbled to be a part of it. So I want to say thank you for even bringing me on board.
Thank you for like your help has been like so huge to what we've been able to do. Like, and I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else. Trust me.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Raph. So I want to give a space to really let people know where to follow the USA Fencing before we get into the rest of the show. So where can they find and support the USA Fencing TV?
Yeah, so Fencing TV, that's YouTube, Fencing TV, Fencing Television. You can go on Instagram, Twitter, Fencing TV, USA Fencing. It's just USA Fencing everywhere on all platforms. And that's something that I would highly recommend you start paying attention to. Pay attention to fencing because these people are super passionate about what they're doing, but they're also high entertaining individuals. They know exactly what they're doing and they're doing it at the highest level, and it's amazing to watch.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, man. Make sure you guys follow Fencing TV, correct?
Fencing TV.
There we go. We're going to put a link in the bottom of the descriptions for anyone that's interested in learning more about Fencing TV, all right? So let's get into it. All right, y'all. So everybody know it's game time. We about to have a good time. So we are going into our first segment. Now, the first segment is called Dropping Gems, y'all, to where I have my creative here in the hot seat, and I'm going to ask him some questions of what can help you get into the industry that he's in, and also as well get a chance to learn from the master himself. All right, so you ready for that, Raph Miller?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. So the first question I would like to ask is, what's some lenses a photographer must have in his or her bag?
I would say if you're a photographer and you're looking for like a super versatile lens, get the 50 millimeter lens. That is just the basic one that is going to get you right in pretty much every situation. But if you're looking for something to like, you know, just like impress your audience with something with like more depth and a lot more, I would say just adjustable like length and focus length, like I would say go with that 24-70. There's really no better lens in my opinion when it comes to shooting, especially when you're able to get something wide angle and really like just showcase more of like what the scenery is looking like.
Absolutely. Great answer.
Also, the 35 is
Talk your
something
talk.
that people like really be sleeping on.
Sleeper.
Like if you get a 35, like that one got me right for a very long time.
Facts.
So I always say like go ahead and get a 35 too.
The 35 is a bonus. All right, cool. So now this is a two-parter, right? So what is some editing software for photographers that they must have? And the second part is, now that AI is coming into play, what's some AI links that maybe people can use to speed up their workflow process in post-production?
Okay, so I would say we'll start with the applications that you should have, or software that you should have. It's always just easier to go Adobe. Like go Adobe if you're a photographer. You can do Lightroom, you can do Photoshop. But if you're looking to get into a higher end of photography, Capture One I would say is the best one to get into. That one you just have a lot of control with the color space. But at the same time, Adobe has like upgraded their system as well. So you have a lot of like features in Adobe now that you didn't have prior to when I first was like starting with photography. So you're really good whichever way you go. When it comes to AI, I would say with videography, like if you're looking for, and we talked about this recently,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Opus is a great software and AI application to have, because what it does is it takes your long form content, whether it be a podcast or it be an educational video or something like that, and it chops it up into the portrait mode version of it, and it like will edit it and everything for you, so that you have content that you can post on social media. And then on top of that, it gives you a rating on how likely this content is to go viral, and it gives you an explanation of it as well.
This man's dropping gems, y'all. Look it up. Opus.
Yes, Opus. OPUS.
He just gave y'all a big one. That's a monster. That's a monster. I've checked it out. Like I said, me and him had the conversation. He put me on game, guys. So make sure you download Opus. That's a big one. That's the reason why I asked that question. All right, moving forward, all right? So, of course, the question that most photographers want to know, Raph, is how, as a photographer, and what are some of the steps, and what's something that you can let them know as far as becoming or on the road to becoming a published photographer? What do they need to do? What's the steps? What is the secret juju of becoming published?
Okay, so first and foremost, to become published, you need to network. You need to be out there talking to as many people as possible. Like, that's the best advice that I could give you. Now, in the situation where you're looking for something, when you're looking for something a little bit more specific on like steps, you need to really like build your portfolio, like build it, get like really like great photographers that you look up to, see if they will give you some feedback on your portfolio, so that you can really like hone in on getting the best looking portfolio out to the people. You don't want to like just have a bunch of like images in your portfolio that don't have any cohesiveness to it. You want something that's like very, very strong, very like well put together, and like showcases like the type of photography that you do consistently.
Love it, man.
And then in general, like just put yourself out there. Like, people need to see your work as much as possible. And if you're just hiding in the woodworks, like nobody's gonna know that you exist. Like, you have to like put yourself out there, promote your stuff, put some money behind like a photo shoot that you did, so that more people can see what you're doing, because then like all of a sudden it gets in front of the right person. Like, we're in a social media age, like all of a sudden you put $200 behind a post, and that could be a lot to some people, but like even if it's just $50 and it gets in front of the right eyes, like you could get an opportunity out of nowhere.
Love it, man. Love it. More drop-in gems from Raph Miller. He on fire, y'all. Can I give you one more? Can I get one more from you?
Give me one more.
So now that we are into producing fencing, can you give some pointers about sports photography and videography?
Yeah, do your research.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Do your research.
Yes, I agree.
There's nothing that will put you in a better position. There's nothing that will put you in a better position in any field that you're doing than by knowing what you're doing. Absolutely. And who you need to be talking to and who are the stars that you should probably be focusing on. Absolutely. If you're just going into like a sport, especially if it's one of the lower lower tier sports in regards to like the popularity, there's a like the people that are passionate about it, they know everything, and you want to be connecting with them to know who are the stars and who should I be like trying to get photos of and who should I be connecting with, because if you know these things, you're in a better position than just any old regular person that shows up just to like get content.
Oh my goodness. I couldn't have said it better, man. Research
is everything.
Absolutely. I love how you also even said research the athletes.
Yes.
That is a big part, because the more you know about even who you're shooting, you're better prepped. To shoot them.
Even let's say like you're even doing interviews with the athletes. Absolutely. You're gonna look crazy if you're asking them things that everybody knows. Like yeah. And I'm only telling you this from experience.
There we go.
Like you will look crazy if you're asking questions that the athletes know everybody in the arena knows about them already.
Facts. Sheesh, man. Look, I can literally have Raph Miller here all day, man. You know what? Dropping gems, man. You did it, bro. Thank you so much for that knowledge, man. So let's move on, man.
Fail fast.
Look, oh, man.
Fail fast.
Fail fast. Oh, my goodness. Look.
All right, that's the last one.
Right, I was gonna say, look, he steady dropping them. Look, every which way, fail fast.
Everything's gonna work out in your favor. You just have to learn as quick as possible, and the only way you're gonna learn is by going out and making mistakes. So just go be imperfect. Period.
Thank you for that, Raph.
Yeah.
Go be imperfect. Oh man, say one more time to that camera. Just one more time, man. I think. One more time.
Just fail fast. And that sounds like cliche. You probably see it from all the self-help guys, but it's only cliche because it's really a thing. Like in order for you to get good at something, you have to make mistakes. So make those mistakes quickly and then learn from them quickly, because if you're able to do that, you're just going to put yourself ahead of a lot of people a lot quicker. Period.
Oh my goodness. That's a Dropping Gems viral moment right there, man. Look, we got to keep that, Raph. We got to keep that, all right? Yeah. So that is the end of our Dropping Gems segment, y'all. Like I said, this is my brother. Me and him have conversations like this all the time.
All the time.
For hours. Like, you know what I mean? So the thing is, I know that we could be here all night, but I'm going to save y'all because you know what? Any other gems you want from Raph, you got to pay for it, all right? So we're going to go for the consultation fee, right? So we're going to move on, all right, guys? So our next segment, let's go ahead and roll into it. We are going into our Creative Blitz Rapid Questionnaire, all right? Boom. Right? Is that right? All right, you ready for it, Raph?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's do it. So first question is, $1 million to live in Tulum, but you can't do anything creative ever again. Yes, no, sorry, maybe.
No. I had a feeling it was going to be a no from the get-go, so I picked it up immediately. All right.
And why no to $1 million and live in Tulum?
Because, like, I can't create anything.
No.
That's kind of like the whole point of being on this earth is to create stuff. So it's like you'd be taking away my whole purpose in general. And even like we're not talking just like as a creative, but just like you could be a business person, you could be an entrepreneur, like you're still creating something.
Right.
So like to not create anything, like I can't even draw, I can't write, I can't like do anything. No, I'm good.
Man.
I don't need $1 million for that. I mean,
exactly.
I get bored with entertainment at times.
Facts.
So like,
we'll get bored with money.
oh,
Like, bro, like
and
real
$1 million,
life.
I will spend that quick.
Shoes, clothes.
Oh my
it's out of there.
goodness.
Like a couple cars.
I'm in Tulum. I don't really need anything, but I'm gonna figure out a way to spend all that money. Trust me.
That's fire. All right, moving on. So you're from Ohio originally. Would Bone Thugs and Harmony outsell today's artists if they were just coming out? Yes, no, sorry, maybe.
Oh, well.
No.
Hey, I'm glad I pressed this beforehand because now I'm getting the best ones.
Right. And why is that? Why do you feel like Bone Thugs would not outsell today's artists?
Their like music in general is kind of like gloomy.
Yeah.
Like and super talented and everything,
Absolutely.
but like we're all about vibes and like
Yeah.
turning up and feeling good and everything, especially with where the world is now. Like we're not really like, and just the flow isn't like really what we're into now. It would be like back then they were perfect for back then. Like right now there's like a completely different sound. And like again, like I feel like their music, it just feels gloomy in a way. Yeah.
So meet me at the crossroads wouldn't go today.
No. I'm not meeting no one at any crossroads.
Right. Just as a disclaimer, that video used to scare the H out of me.
That's
like
the
I don't
thing,
know
like, I'm
what
not
it
trying
was.
to
I was
watch
terrified
scary-
of that music video. But great
Yeah.
job to the director because they scared everyone.
I'm not trying to watch scary music videos. Anyways, like
That is hilarious. All right, let's move on. All right, so another money one. You get offered $10,000 to shoot content, but you arrive on set and it's OnlyFans. You doing it? Yes, no, sorry, maybe.
wait, so it's just $10,000 for one shoot?
One shoot. It's the
Wait.
top OnlyFans girl in the world.
First and foremost, if it's the top OnlyFans girl in the world,
No.
and here's why. They make a absurd amount of money. $10,000 is not enough if I know that you're making way more off of these shoots.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a percentage. Absolutely.
You said we need to write out a contract.
Yeah,
here.
we're definitely writing out a contract, and $10,000 is not enough, especially if it's just the first, like one shoot. Like we're either gonna need a retainer or we're gonna need like a percentage off of how it performs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, like in regards to like just like shooting OnlyFans content in general, I'll say because that's not the stuff that's getting me going.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
I'm not necessarily inspired by that, and that's not a slight to like the industry in general.
Not at all, right.
Like because there's value in like everything that
Absolutely.
they're doing, but it's not something that's gonna particularly make me like get excited.
Absolutely. I agree. Great answer. All right, moving on. All right, so Lil Uzi Vert calls you to do photography for a show, but you are already out at Sunray's show. You going?
Nah.
Great answer.
Nah.
Great answer.
And here's the thing, like the opportunity is a great one. I've done lighting for a Uzi music video, and in general, like it's cool to be a part of, but you know, fam first.
Absolutely.
Fam
man.
first,
Look,
period. Nothing else.
hey, Raph, you are a man of morals, brother.
I try.
That's why I always trust you, brother.
I try. Be a man of morals.
Absolutely. That's the bite right
That's
there.
the one we need. Like, just put that on repeat. Be
That's
a
right.
man of morals.
Say that.
Don't be afraid to have morals, guys.
Absolutely.
Like, because I know there's a lot of people out here that be like, I mean, if I feel this way and other people don't like it, forget them.
Absolutely.
Be a man of morals.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Raph. And that wraps up today's Creative Blitz with Raph Miller. Now let's move on. We got a couple more things before we let Raph Miller get out here for his birthday, man. It's going to be a great night, man. You already know it. We're going to have to find something to drink around the studio, take a shot with my brother. But till then, let's go ahead and finish up this show here. So the next thing we have coming up is Love is Free. This is the part of the show where Raph Miller chooses one creative to give a shout out to. They can be in any field. They don't have to be photographers. They don't have to be videographers. Just someone deserving of a shout out, because love is free and we need to stick together as creatives, all right? So Raph Miller, who you got in mind, man? You got anybody you want to shout out? Like, you know, one particular person, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with the very obvious one. I want to shout out Sunray.
There we go.
Not only just a beautiful person and individual, like Sunray is one of the most entertaining singers that I've seen on stage ever.
I can
like,
agree.
And when she walks into a room, it's just like the energy changes. People just immediately start being drawn to her, and it's before they even see her sing. And then when she gets on stage, the stage presence is completely like, it's changing like everybody's energy. Like you could have someone opening for her who's rapping like just like the most like gun-slinging lyrics. And when she comes on, immediately everyone is swiped clean of their memory of what happened before, because she's just so great. And the music, by the way, wait, when is this being released?
So you could just say the timeline. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah, you
okay.
can say the timeline.
So Raven or Sunray just made this amazing Christmas song, like one of those holiday songs, the R&B joints that really get you in your feelings, like once gets you to cuddle up with your boo during the cuffing season and everything. Right? And it's really one of those ones that I think everybody is going to feel and like want to continue to play even after the holiday season is over. So I would just say, like, look out for that. She's also going to be on Fox 5, their Christmas special. She's going to be performing the song. And you know, I was there at the filming of it, and I was just like dancing behind the cameras and everything. Like, it was just one of those, like, you know.
Oh man, I know that's right.
Like, you know, one of those.
You guys gotta witness, like, and I can second everything you say. You guys have to witness Sunray's like magical ability to sing. Like the first time I had a chance to really see her perform, I like when you said like how it changes the audience mood. It really did that. Everybody's eyes were glued to her. Like, and Sunray is not even a big person. Like, she's small with this
petite,
big voice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, all that's coming from this woman?
Yeah.
And it's literally one of those things to where, like, you just know she's one of them ones.
Yeah,
so
she is.
If Sunray ever watches this, I want to just let her know to just keep going. Like, you know what I mean? No matter what happens, what's going on, you guys just keep going, man.
Yeah.
All right. So, love is free, man. Look, shout out to Sunray. Where can they find Sunray at, by the way? Like, where can they find all her music?
It's Sunray on all platforms. So it's SUNRHE on all platforms. Just go out and stream everything.
Absolutely. Y'all make sure that's Love is Free. Make sure y'all go follow Sunray. That's my sis. Look, one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. Y'all go follow her, support her music. She has so many shows going around just Atlanta. Like, she has so many things dropping. I know she has a couple projects dropping soon. Y'all be on the lookout. I don't want to say too much, you know what I mean? But be on the lookout for it, all right? So let's go ahead and move on to the last thing, man. Look, Raph Miller, my brother, it has been a pleasure to have you.
I had a great time. Oh, I really did.
I wish we had some wine, something to drink, man.
Just a little, next time I'm up here, we're going to have like the drinks and everything proper for us. So yeah,
there
we
go.
Get it right.
Right. Hey, we will be up here getting lit like the old days. Man, we used to be, like, a quick story before we end out. We used to be in this very studio, struggling artist phase, like just trying to figure things out. We're working all these our own projects. We're just making it day by day, guys. And the thing is, like, we were, if I can, I feel like we were at our happiest moments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh
No
my
money. We're all
gosh.
pitching in on wine bottles.
Yeah.
We're up here 3 o'clock in the morning just creating.
Yeah.
And for those that were a part of that moment, I'm pretty sure y'all can agree, man. So the thing is, man, like when people say get it out the mud, like me and this guy right here got it out the mud. So
Yeah.
I wanted to say that, man. I wanted to also say thank you for coming on Creative Chronicles
course.
podcast. You know, let the audience know where they can find you at, Raph, to support your journey.
Man, really, like it's not about me. Like I'm more so focused on like the things that I'm doing, the people that I'm helping. The sport of fencing is something that I'm really pushing right now. So fencing TV on YouTube, Instagram, everything. Like go watch what we have going on. We have some really great highlights. We have some really great interviews, things that'll get you into the sport and get you more context of it. Raph Miller on IG, but right now, like where I'm focused is like what I'm doing for the sport of fencing right now. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that's our show today, guys. Look, hey, I want to first off thank again my brother Raph Miller for coming on through Creative Chronicles. Brother, it has been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Hey, good luck with everything you got going on, man. You already know I'm right here behind you, brother.
We
so,
traveling.
Hey, man, we going.
We are going.
Straight to the moon, baby. So, hey, I'm your host, D Boogie Brown. This is Creative Chronicles Podcast. See y'all soon.